The Anacostia River runs through some of the poorest areas in Washington, D.C. The man who tests its sediment for toxic chemicals has a warning for those who take to its waters.
Don't fall in.
This slow-moving 14-kilometer shallow waterway is a particularly bad candidate for toxic dumping. But city authorities have allowed rainwater to sweep in a mixture of toxins from roads, electricity plants and military installations since the 19th century.
Polyaromatic hydrocarbons, polychlorinated biphenyls, toxic metals, chlorine and dioxin.
The warnings against eating fish caught here are clear, yet a 2012 study found widespread local consumption. But it's not just chemical runoff that pollutes these waters, it's also raw sewage. Washington's 19th century subterranean pipe system collects both sewage and rainwater. It reaches capacity on particularly rainy days. Some seeps to the surface, the rest is dumped straight into DC's rivers. 49 billion litres of diluted human waste flows into the Anacostia each year. So the city is building several more tunnels 50 metres below the city.
On the other side of these airlocks is actually the cutter wheel itself.
When the tunnel's completed, it's hoped that 98% of the combined sewage outflow will be diverted not only from the Anacostia River, but from the homes above. Property prices are already rising in gentrifying neighborhoods as the risk of flooding from the sewer system abates and hopes grow of a cleaner river. For environmentalists, the question is why it took 2 lawsuits to get the city to stop the flow of sewage.
I think that there's certainly a confluence of gentrification and the improvements to water quality, and it would be a real shame if the communities who've been deprived of a clean river all of these years were pushed out and weren't able to actually enjoy the benefits, that there are already signs of that happening.
Chavez is concerned that it took so long to begin work on these tunnels that new, higher rainfall models that take into account climate change weren't part of the planning. Even using the old models, nearly 200 million litres of untreated sewage will still flow into the Anacostia when the tunnels are complete sometime after 2025. And toxic storm runoff won't cease well beyond that.
It won't be in our lifetime. The district is telling us that they can't do any better than finishing by 2154.
Moreover, these measures only deal with the flow of pollutants into the river and not any cleanup. There's no time frame for that. As Dev Morali said, try not to fall in. Shihab Ratansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.